Good morning, guys. So I was gonna make a video for you guys yesterday, but I got too tired and stuff. I'm gonna make a better one later today, but I was just so excited I had to tell you now. So Tuesday came along and we had an appointment. Hey guys, so we are about to head out to another doctor. He's kind of like a specialist for something that we think I might have. I was really excited, but I didn't want to get my hopes up too much. My GI referred me to him. They know each other and they've talked about me, I guess. I don't know. My GI has literally said it's beyond my knowledge. You're just too special. I don't know. So he literally just said, I wish you the best and hopefully this guy can help you, because if he can't, then I don't know. So hopefully we will get a good diagnosis. We think that there's something that we're pretty sure I have, that this guy would be the guy to tell us. So I'm not gonna say what it is, just in case it's not, and all that sad stuff, but today might be the day. So I tried to play it cool and we went ahead and went to the doctors. We did a thorough examination and he talked about my past experiences, and we pretty much explained everything to him, and he did some tests and it turns out I have postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome and median arcuate ligament syndrome. So pretty much I have POTS and MALS. And I'll go into more detail about it in a second, but I was just so excited I had to tell you now. So for my POTS, I actually have to wear these compression tights, and they actually make me really happy because I've never been able to do sports, but I feel really athletic in them. And so yeah, I'm totally rocking these compression tights. So I have POTS and MALS. POTS is a form of dysautonomia, which pretty much means it affects my automatic nervous system, so things that you don't think of, like having your heart beat, are the things that are affected by POTS. The main thing is when I stand up, usually when you stand up, the veins in your legs shrink up a bit, so that when the gravity pulls down on your blood, it is easier to go back up and down throughout your body and stuff, and when I stand up it doesn't shrink, and so it's called pooling, when all the blood just kind of sits in my feet and my feet turn like a reddish purplish blue color and I get really dizzy. Usually I just get dizzy, but sometimes my vision will go all black and my face and upper body goes numb. And for me personally, it's kind of like passing out but still being conscious, where I don't know if I'm standing up or laying down. I don't know what my body's doing, but I can hear. So I'm aware of what's going on around me, but I can't see anything and I am completely numb. And then my vision slowly comes back and I have like, my whole body's all tingly, like pins and needles from like when your leg falls asleep or something. And so that's the biggest thing, but also fatigue. I am always tired. I have to take a nap like every day, and usually that doesn't help. Another thing is, one of the main characteristics of POTS is having your heart rate jump up when you stand up. So like my resting heart rate is like 70. But when I stand up, it goes up to like 120. When I went to the doctor's office, I was a little nervous, as you can tell. So my resting rate was 80 and it jumped up to 135. What they did was they had me lay down for 10 minutes and they took my blood pressure and my heart rate. And then they had me stand up, and after 2 minutes they took my blood pressure and heart rate, and then 3 more minutes they took my blood pressure and heart rate, and then at 5 more minutes they took my blood pressure and heart rate. So a total of laying down for 10 minutes and standing up for 10 minutes, and by the end of it I was at 135 beats per minute. That is like the main way they can tell if you have POTS or not. So yeah, it causes you to have fatigue and dizziness, and a lot of people pass out. I would call it passing out for me, but I've always kept my consciousness, so I am just, my whole body just kind of does its own thing, but I'm still conscious, so I don't know if that counts or not, but that's what I've done. I've had it 3 major times where it's done that, and then the rest I usually just get dizzy and my vision goes away, but I only have gone numb and completely lost my vision about 3 times. So that is the POTS side. And then the MALS is pretty much where, so you have your heart and you have your aorta, which is a major artery stemming out of your heart. And out of your aorta is an artery called the celiac artery, which actually has nothing to do with celiac disease, it's just what it's called. And in MALS, what happens is the celiac artery is pinched and sometimes almost completely shut with a ligament by your diaphragm. And so the problem with that is not only does it hurt, but that the celiac artery is what brings all of the blood into your liver, pancreas, gallbladder, stomach, duodenum, the whole top half of your intestines, and that's where I've had all the symptoms. And so that's why it was so hard for my GI to diagnose, because there's nothing wrong with my stomach or my liver or my pancreas, but they're all in pain and they're all having issues because they're not getting enough blood supply. MALS can actually lead to problems like it can paralyze your stomach, it can lead to gastroparesis if it's not diagnosed soon enough, because of the lack of blood supply and nerve damage. So the treatment for MALS is actually a surgery, and my doctor said that, like in children, it's very rare in general, especially in children, but in children they can do it laparoscopically where they just have like the little holes. But in adults and stuff, it's a little harder, especially if there's also a nerve that's being pinched. So it's actually an open surgery. So I'll actually have a scar from here to about my belly button, so you know, about a 6-inch scar after the surgery, and it's a 6-month recovery. And yeah, so it sounds really scary, but I've done more research into it. I've joined some Facebook groups from people who have it, and like they say it's like night and day difference, and how like even on the way home they feel so good that they want to go out and get a burger or something. So I'm really excited about the results of it. I'm not excited about the recovery, and it's gonna take about 6 months to plan, because of where we need to do like a CT scan and ultrasound to see where it's being pinched and how it's being pinched. And also there's only, I think, 3 places in the country that actually do the surgery. So I'm gonna be either flying or driving out to LA to get it done. So it's gonna be a while before I actually have my surgery, but I'm very excited because of how fixable it is. So yeah, that is what I got diagnosed with. I'm really excited and relieved to be diagnosed, especially since Friday we went and we saw a surgeon for my gallbladder, and he said it was bad, but it wasn't bad enough, and he thinks that the main problem was something else, and it turns out it was something else. But he actually sent us to get a second opinion, so we went to another GI, and he literally said, "You have anxiety, go see a therapist." And so that was really frustrating. And then when we went and finally got diagnosed with POTS and MALS with this new specialist, he actually laughed and said, "I bet someone told you it's all in your head and you probably just have anxiety." So it's a huge relief to be told, no, it's not all in your head, yes, you have a problem, and yes, we can fix it. So I'm really excited. So one last thing, the treatment for POTS, it's incurable, but if you have it when you're young enough, you might be able to outgrow it. Some things that my specialist noticed I had kind of were indicators that I probably won't outgrow it. Things like, oh, hello. Things like hypermobility of my joints, and the fact that I'm almost 18 when I get diagnosed shows that I probably won't outgrow it, but we will see. The treatment is drink more water, eat a ton of salt, and depending on the type of POTS, we're doing more tests to see what specific kind, but I could do like IV treatments, and there's different medicines and stuff. But another huge one is exercise, which is actually really hard because of your heart rate going crazy. But the frustrating thing is, for males, exercise makes things a whole lot worse. Exercise and like eating or drinking. So I'm taking like salt capsules instead of like adding salt to food or anything. And we're gonna hold off on the whole exercising thing until after the males, because not only does the breathing have the ligament rub on the ligament's like attached to your diaphragm, so having the ligament rub on your celiac artery, but it also increases your heart rate, which is the artery itself, you know? So we're gonna be putting off the whole exercise part of the treatment of POTS. And for males, we're just hoping to do surgery like maybe in January, February-ish. So that's the plan so far. I will keep you all updated. Oh, and lastly, POTS is actually a reason that some people get service dogs. Some dogs are able to alert to highs and lows or passing out. So I'm hoping that with some more training with our trainer, Piper can actually help me with my POTS. Like she has with my celiac. So she definitely knows something's up, because she gets really uneasy when I don't feel good. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to shape some sort of alert. If not just like light mobility, like fetching things for me, and yeah. Oh, and I also have a lollipop because my mouth gets bored and I like flavor. So hopefully like for my birthday or something I get the mouth surgery, but we will see. Also, we have a channel Instagram now. It's Blessed with a Curse 1, because apparently a lot of people like that phrase, blessed with a curse. Also, Piper has her own Instagram, and we have a Facebook page that posts when new videos are made. So if you want to follow that for more updates, that'd be perfect. Bye!